The historic first presidential debate in the race for the White House 2016 is now in the history books. Both candidates had big challenges tonight with a lot at stake in what's become a neck-and-neck race. Let's bring in Fox 5 political analyst Carl Luna now for who came out the winner. Carl, thanks for being here. I will defer to you, the expert. What was the moment of the night in your view?
I think the first moment of the night was the fact that both candidates got through the debate without jumping all over each other. It was one of the more civil debates we've seen. Probably Hillary Clinton's smile is the thing that sticks with me the most. She was trying to keep it from being too sanctimonious. I think she worked most of the time with that. Donald Trump did get in his jabs and put her on the defensive, though, about her record.
He also interrupted a lot, so I'm surprised that the smiles caught your attention more. Clinton had to tackle the trustworthiness issue that you alluded to, while Donald Trump has been dogged on the campaign trail about his temperament. Let's listen in to his response to that question tonight.
I also have a much better temperament than she has. You know, I have a much better. She spent, let me tell you, she spent hundreds of millions of dollars on an advertising. You know, they get Madison Avenue into a room, they put names. Oh, temperament, let's go after. I think my strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament. I have a winning temperament. I know how to win.
Did he prove he's fit to be president when it comes to temperament, even at that decibel?
I think Donald Trump was able to avoid too many missteps. He didn't go off on the wall. He was not doing his attacks on minority groups or on Muslims. He was able to show that he's a winner. That's been his whole brand name, and he kept on deflecting attacks on himself to point out, hey, I built a big company. No matter what you say, I'm a winner, and you guys have been losers for 8 years.
All right, to be balanced, then, did Hillary Clinton make a dent in her problem that she's not trustworthy?
I don't think the trustworthiness thing really attacked her tonight. I mean, they talked about the email server. She was able to deflect that. She was out there to show she had competence, that she's had a long track record in government, and she demonstrated that, and I think she came across in a more accessible, if not outright likable way.
Well, Trump basically bragged all week he wasn't preparing for tonight, and his supporters believe he got here by Trump being Trump. Did that work for him tonight?
It did, to the extent that Trump was Trump, though he was Trump light. I think the one thing he did practice on was trying to cut back on some of his zingers. If you see in the polls coming up over the next week, Hillary Clinton was able to distance herself tonight and is looking better. I think in the next debate or two, you will see a return to classic Trump.
Well, Trump brought up Clinton's lack of stamina to carry out the job as president. Let's listen to her counterpunch and get your reaction on that.
As soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of dissidents, an opening of new opportunities in nations around the world, or even spends 11 hours testifying in front of a congressional committee, he can talk to me about stamina.
Now, I'm surprised he didn't bring up Benghazi right there, but did she land that punch, and could it hurt him among women voters, a group that he's still struggling with, because then she launched into accusations of misogyny on his part?
I think Hillary Clinton was strong on that response, saying, look, I've been there, I've been in the trenches, I've been fighting where you have not been. I don't know if it was a full punch as much as kind of a glancing blow. I don't think Donald Trump is going to make up or lose anymore with the women vote. I think right now it's kind of crystallized. You like him or you don't. It'll be a matter of turnout on Election Day unless somebody makes a big screw up in one of the last two debates.
Well, gaps have been redefined in this election for sure, especially for Donald Trump. There was a lot of talk going into tonight that it was going to be graded on a curve. Some of the results you're seeing so far in social media and quick online polls, do you feel that is the sense that Clinton is being held to a higher standard than he is?
I think unquestionably. You saw that in Hillary Clinton's race in 2008 against Barack Obama. You're seeing double that going up right now. I think I said before that Hillary Clinton, to look really good, has to be somewhere across between a Mother Teresa and a Ronald Reagan. Tonight she was maybe a Mary Tyler Moore and a George H.W. Bush.
All right, that's an interesting analogy. Well, it's believed that viewers may have watched the first half hour of this debate, and Trump was certainly in his wheelhouse at that time talking about trade and the economy. Could that fact hurt her?
Yeah, Donald Trump scored early on, and that exchange about NAFTA going back to Bill Clinton's time was probably one of Hillary Clinton's weakest response. She kind of went into the tall grass and technical weeds there. Later on, it was actually Donald Trump who seemed to be losing interest or losing stamina in the debate. He didn't get as many of his good punches and zingers in going forward. She looked better probably the last half, but by the last half, people were probably already tuning in something else.
All right, it's going to be interesting come the morning to see what the Monday morning quarterback.
We're heading into a neck and neck all the way through.
All right, you heard it here, Carl Luna. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Kathleen.
And we asked you on Fox5SanDiego.com, who do you think won tonight's debate? And 34% of you said Hillary Clinton, while 61% said Donald Trump, and 5%